Prescott is a top-secret state school that trains orphan girls to be killing machines. These girls don't know love and have been raised to kill people when they can walk. Principal Hardman teaches them not to have the obsession that is a secret agent's weakness. This principle doesn't apply to her 83-year-old, who is one of her brightest students. 83 really wants a family, but no one in Prescott will accept it. Moreover, she is the best in all areas. This makes her disliked by her friends, especially rival 84. 83 is launched first in the class to her credit. Her first assignment was to snatch a briefcase from a man, and she did it perfectly within minutes. Being sent on a mission means 83 has the freedom to see the world. However, this experience makes her jealous of the daily lives of girls her age. In her next mission, she spends her time gathering information about what normal kids are doing. But the experience is also what makes her jealous of the everyday life of girls her age. In her next mission, she spends her time gathering information about what normal kids are doing. From film to film, she becomes more and more immersed in her teenage lifestyle. Back in Prescott, 83 is tasked with capturing notorious American arms dealer Victoria Knox. This job has disappointed her 84 yet again. Before the mission started, 83 was caught reading a magazine at a briefing. Hardman scolded her a bit, but chose her for her assignment anyway. Knox is a smart woman who loves to beat the Prescotts. To catch them off guard, 83 pretends to be caught and takes out Knox's men. Before she knows it, she releases a balloon and ties it to Knox. Suddenly, a plane flew overhead, grabbed the rope, and threw them both into the air. Unfortunately, Knox still has a gun. She fired at the 83-year-old and fell into the river below. Knox is brought to the ship and meets Hardman. They chat for a while as if they were once close relatives. Bottom, 83 people survived the fall without injury. When she tries to answer a call from Hardman, she decides to flee her Prescott. She throws the radio away and marks it as inactive. At the age of 83, she is finally released from prison and she pursues her dream of becoming a normal teenage girl. To hide her past, she joins an exchange program as an orphan named Megan Walsh. She chose the Lucky Larson family as her host family. When Megan arrives in Newton, USA, the Larson family picks her up. She awkwardly hugs the welcoming Mrs. Larson, and her boy Parker. Liz the daughter on the other hand is not so welcoming and keeps a distance. Megan hugs a random man thought to be Mr. Larson, only to find that Mrs. Larson has divorced. When Megan gets home, she sees Mrs. Larson's warm demeanor and is very grateful. Over dinner, Megan quickly befriends ninja-obsessed Parker. On the other hand, getting through Liz is very difficult. After dinner, Megan goes back to her room and makes her cover. She uses pictures of magazine models for the cover and overdress on her first day of high school. She quickly becomes the center of attention and is bullied by her children. Seeing this, Liz calls off the freak show and reluctantly lends her spare clothes. This makes Megan sad and confused. After getting dressed, Megan tensely waits on stage to be introduced. Roger introduces himself to Megan and calms her down. Roger is in charge of lighting the stage, and Megan cites a fake magazine saying that only geeks who don't join the band can participate. Despite this, Roger is attracted to Megan and it's the first time he's been this kind to her. He reminds Megan that the bullies at her school can be so mean to her. She's finally Megan's turn. The school bully, Gooch, quickly humiliates her in front of everyone in the class, followed by a crowd. Luckily, the school star, Cash, comes to her rescue. When he sings her a song for her, Megan instantly falls in love with his adorable looks. All the girls are crazy about him. Cash calms Megan down and joins his band emoticon. Cash then sings as the crowd cheers him on. Lunchtime arrives and Megan is invited by the school cheerleaders to sit at the table. But she refuses. According to information from Mean Girls, the cheerleader is mean and will humiliate her once you trust her. During her class, Megan comes to her first class. She sits next to her new boyfriend, Roger. They quickly become friends because they can understand each other's puns. After the class ended, the teacher announced that tomorrow the students must sit with their assigned partners. Megan looks to Cash. When she sees Megan walk out of her room, Gooch comes over and punches her in the cheek, but she single-handedly knocks Cash out. When Megan sees Cash walking out of the room, Gooch comes over and punches her in the cheek, but she single-handedly knocks Cash out. At night, Megan breaks into her lab to change her seating chart and positions her next to her Cash. She used her ninja skills to quick success and quietly left the room. In the morning, Megan confidently sits next to Cash, but she ends up getting into a fight with several girls over him. However, the teacher takes a liking to Cash, so he is chosen as the lab assistant. After the session, the two girls inform Megan about the possibility of becoming the school's mascot. Megan knows from her own research that her school's mascot is only for her losers, but her girls manage to convince her anyway. They trick her into going backstage as a mascot and creating romantic memories with her Cash. She puts on her costume and prepares to perform her mascot dance. Understanding this, she goes to the audition as the only contestant. Megan deftly dances with her fortune in hand, doing a few somersaults before ending the performance with a macho yell. Of course she accepts immediately. After her home workout, Megan finds herself being watched by a mysterious van. Her van follows her to her school and lets her mind wander. Contest A has finally arrived. Megan dances in her Viking costume to spice up the big day. Suddenly, masked men climb out of the van and try to kidnap Megan. Despite being outnumbered, Megan easily beats them one by one, thanks to rigorous hand-to-hand combat training from Prescott. She also successfully threw an axe at a fleeing kidnapper. It turns out that they are students at a rival high school and are trying to kidnap Megan according to tradition. She realizes she has been tricked by her girls and flees the place much to her embarrassment. Roger pursues her and tries to comfort her, but the attempt fails. At her house, Megan is annoyed because she doesn't behave like a normal girl. She feels her high school is far worse than her strict education. Mrs. Larson overhears the commotion and speaks to her like a real parent. She reassures them that everything is normal in high school and that Megan should be honest with herself. Megan returns to her school and notices her again. But this time it is accompanied by applause and cheers. Her previous altercation was recorded and went viral overnight. The tyrants also saw her and cheered her up. Suddenly, Cash approaches Megan and invites her to a jam session. Her reunion. She arrived early and Roger surprised her from behind her. She accidentally knocks Roger to the ground until he suffocates. During the conversation, Roger noticed Megan acting strange when explaining about martial arts, but Roger accepted it with his hearty smile and continued the conversation. Suddenly, Cash and his band arrive and destroy the happy reunion. Cash steals Megan from Roger and asks for his opinion on a new song. When Megan chats with Cash, she realizes she's not the right fit for him, but still wants him. Seeing her reaction, Cash invites Megan to Gooch's party this weekend, which she enthusiastically accepts. As she was walking towards her house, she was surprised by the Prescotts when her car followed her. She wakes up tied to her chair and meets Hardman for the first time in a while. Hardman accuses her of working for another organization and tries to extract information from her. Hardman decided to inject her with her truth serum. Serums disrupt your senses and activate your emotions. With tears in her eyes, Megan confesses that she doesn't want to be an assassin, she wants to be a normal girl. Hardman eventually lets her go on the condition that she say her goodbyes to Newton and return to Prescott at her 83. At 83, Megan gets drunk and dumped because of the serum. She confronts Liz and she said that Liz looks like a tough and lonely girl. She advises shedding her veil and starting making real connections with her peers. She says all this without consent and eventually loses her mind. The next day, Megan has lunch with Roger. They talk at length about what they really want to do with their lives. Megan makes her feel that she is of no use in her own life, but Roger comforts her by saying that she was always impressive in Megan's eyes. Despite her kind words, Megan leaves Roger at Cash's table. Before her departure, she invites Roger to Gooch's party next Friday. Go home, Liz and her Mrs. Larson discusses Megan being allowed to go to a party after getting drunk at home last night. Mrs. Larson insisted that she go and that Liz would accompany her to ensure her safety. The two eventually arrive at Gooch's house. The party is completely crazy with loud music and alcohol, just as Megan wishes. But the 84-year-old, who goes by the name Heather, is also there to watch over Megan and spoil her mood. Heather, 84, is highly sociable and she quickly became a favorite with her children. Meanwhile, Liz enters the bathroom and encounters a drunken Gooch. Gooch knows Liz's girlfriend's name and invites her to drink tequila with him. Liz decides to take Megan's veils off, and Gooch opens up to join him. Above, Megan and Heather look at the crowd, targeting one man, Cash. The two quickly grow close to him, but of course Cash prefers Megan to Heather. Back in the bathtub, Liz and Gooch find much in common and begin to develop a friendly relationship. Roger arrives at the party and chances upon the two having fun. He asked where Megan was and went downstairs to meet her. Unfortunately, Megan kisses Cash, but he quickly sees it and puts him to bed crying. In the morning, Liz got drunk and fell asleep on the sofa. Cash takes Megan to Waffles, but she thinks it's bad to leave Liz there. After the party, Liz comes home with a new tattoo on her face. She is a woman. Larson is mad at Megan for leaving Liz alone at breakfast. However, Megan and Liz grew closer after the incident. Hardman confronts Megan on his way to school. He demands a promise from Megan to return to Prescott. Concerned for Megan's safety after Knox escaped the facility. Megan doesn't want to be Prescott anymore, especially when she's doing well in high school. That's why she insists she won't go back. Upon hearing this, Hardman agrees, but promises that Megan will be alone when Knox picks him up. Megan missed the bus to school, so she got in the car with Liz. Finally, the brothers' relationship deepens, and they begin to exchange conversations without gaps. Suddenly an unidentified car stops next to them and opens fire on them with a gun. Megan quickly gets behind the wheel and confesses to Liz. She tells Liz all about herself, how she grew up, and why someone wants her dead. Megan is nearly hit by a truck and suddenly slams into a junkyard. Despite this, her pursuers continue to pursue her and she ends up in her dead end. They continue to face off and eventually have an accident. Luckily, Megan and Liz survive the crash. Megan looks at the pursuer's car, but can only smell Heather's perfume from inside. At the hospital after the accident, Megan tells Hardman about Heather. Hardman apparently didn't send Heather. Hardman believes Heather died when Knox escaped. After Megan reveals her relationship, he finds out Heather works for Knox. She retrieves her gear, but Hardman refuses, saying she is no longer Prescott. When Liz wakes up, Megan apologizes for putting her in danger by lying to her. Megan wants to go get the Larsons out of danger, she thinks. But Liz doesn't want Megan gone. Just as Megan is about to give up, she sees a photo Parker took of the Larson family and her family. She hugs Parker and enthusiastically runs back to Liz, realizing Gooch is with her. After the session is complete, Liz goes outside and agrees to fight Knox together. Night waterfall. In the morning, Megan briefs Liz on her strategy, and the two prepare for an outrageously violent return. They have a great time together until dawn. That night, Megan and Liz go home to be picked up by their sons. Upon arrival, Liz and Gooch are definitely having a good time. On the other hand, Megan and Cash look a little awkward without saying anything. Megan tries to make a joke with Cash, but he doesn't understand. Seeing the only one who can catch her, Megan dumps the Cash just before the concert and approaches Roger. She apologizes to Roger and assures him he is the person she wants. Unfortunately, Heather contacts Roger and is dating him. Megan immediately starts fighting and Heather continues to attack. They get into a violent fight, throwing the party into chaos. Heather picks up a metal pole and deftly swings it around. But she still can't catch Megan. Megan uses her fire hose to punch Heather in the stomach and actually pinches her. Heather throws her dust on Megan, forcing her to flee the scene. While searching for Megan, Heather reveals that Knox is after the Larson family. When Heather tries to stab Megan, Liz stabs Heather in the leg with a corn dog and Megan instantly stops her. Liz is so proud of what she's done and she's thrilled. They rush home and defeat the guards. Megan enters the house with a gun on Knox. During the conversation, Knox reveals himself to be the original Prescott, number 1. Suddenly, another security guard comes to take Liz hostage. Feeling he is trapped, Megan surrenders and drops the gun. Megan deftly challenges Knox to a fair game, and the match soon begins. When Knox is about to be hit by Megan, Knox pulls out his gun. Luckily, Parker fires a flashbang, giving the Prescotts a chance to enter the house. They skillfully defeat one of Knox's minions, and eventually Hardman himself captures Knox. Megan embraces Hardman for coming back for her. Hardman finally admits that he too has a bond with his beloved student, Megan. He also returns Megan to Prescott as a secret agent to live with the Larson family. Megan returns to the party and she finds Cash and the teacher are on good terms, but Roger is nowhere to be found. Roger is picked up by his father and is on his way home. Suddenly, Megan lands in a helicopter, confesses to Roger, and asks him out on another date. Roger accepts and the two couples fly off with Liz and Gooch smiling. Megan finally found her obsession with herself, which made her life more worthwhile and worth living. And conclusion, in a whirlwind of espionage, transformation, and self-discovery, Megan, once known as 83, navigates a life between her lethal training and the dream of becoming a normal teenager. With courage and newfound connections, she confronts her past, defeats formidable foes, and embraces her true identity, finally discovering the purpose that makes her life truly